Good day and welcome to the weekly Nuttall Review. Last week the President of the United States delivered the State of the Union message. He described the world as stable and that we were defeating ISIS and that the domestic economy was growing and basically everything was on track. Let's think about this a minute and check the facts. Richard Engel, who is the chief foreign correspondent for NBC News, was reporting from Istanbul, Turkey. And he said something I've never heard a national correspondent say before. Paraphrasing, he said, "I don't know what world the president is describing, but it's not the one in which I'm living." But this is a direct quote. The fact that he said we are defeating ISIS is just not true. ISIS is gaining ground in Syria. If they get control of Syria, it's a major development in the war. They would control airports, seaports, infrastructure, communications, warehouses, and the ability to act as really a rogue government and give them incredible resources to sustain their activities. Now let's think about domestically. There's a column this week by George Will, quoting The American Exceptionalism and the Entitlement State by Nicholas Epperstadt of National Affairs. And in it is some excellent documentation on how America is declining into an entitlement state, meaning that we're approaching more of a trend line for a majority of Americans to receive the primary source of their income from a government source. Let me get the quote directly that he cites. "The entitlement estate is now the primary breadwinner for a growing number of American families." Ladies and gentlemen, that is not the country that our founding fathers intended for us. And to allow this to continue is absolutely unsustainable. And we know that in 6,000 years of recorded history, socialism hasn't worked. So total government control of the resources, working for the government to redistribute to the people in an entitlement culture, is a recipe for disaster and failure. Now what can we do about this? What I'm asking you to do is enter into a discussion with me about truth. What is it that we want for our children? What is the inheritance of values that you want to pass on to the next generation? You have to start by first describing and defining what you believe. And how would you then communicate that to others who want to hear your opinion on this as a civic responsibility? We're developing a web page called the New Horizon Council. You can find it at newhorizoncouncil.com. I'm asking you to go there, review some of the discussion that's taking place now as we determine together as Americans what we want for this country, how we're going to solve these problems, and how we're not going to stand by idly for the next generation to have to deal with a situation that is absolutely out of their control and intractable. Now, whether you're a senior or a millennial or a baby boomer or a Gen X or an iGen, you have different situations that you have to deal with in your life, but everybody's purpose should be, what do I believe, what do I care about, what are the cultural values of this country that I want to pass on for the prosperity and the opportunity of the next generation? What values do I want them to inherit from me, from my generation, to sustain prosperity in the world today? I look forward to conducting this discussion with you in the sessions ahead. The Nuttall Report will be posted this afternoon, which will go into greater detail on this. Thank you, and have a good day.